All right, first and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Bashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule well and was worthy to be counted for double honors. And peace, salutations to you brothers out there pushing the truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and for love of the gospel. All right, it's the brother Gabaria from the Indiana camp. Come back again with another sit down to basically talk about getting back to the basics. All right, then this who inspired me to do this video was the elder apostle Tahar. I was watching his video he was doing about he's talking about the seafood and what's lawful to eat and what's not, and the name escapes me at this moment, but he said, hey man, we need to get back to the basics. All right, which means what we have a lot of new brothers coming in that doesn't know the things that us older brothers that's been in the truth for going on a few years now. He doesn't know a lot of things that we know, so we have to make sure we're constantly going back to the basic, constantly refreshing it, because them newer brothers, they're you don't want to feed them with too much meat. You still have to give them milk and still nurture them up. All right, now we know the spirit goes the way it goes, still be edifying, but try to we got to start trying to implementing a lot of milk. There's a lot of milk that needs to be covered. Okay, so basically this this video, I'm gonna just get back to the basics. Just any basic thing that I had questions about when I was first coming in, I'm probably gonna try to answer whatever comes to my mind. So without further ado, this is Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2. It says, "And the Lord answered me and said, write a vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." All right, see, so we have to make this thing plain. All right, we have to make it plain and simple to the men that's learning. All right, and to one another. It's never a bad idea to get back to the basics, because you can never go wrong with the basics. All right, they're the fundamentals, so to speak. They're what you got. They're the training wheels. They were there when you first got into it. So you should master it. All right. And when I say basics, I mean basic things that like what? Not eating pork, not eating shrimp, not eating any shellfish. Not getting linings, not popping another man's woman. Not having sex on the Sabbath, not do anything really pleasurable on the Sabbath. Just certain things that a lot of brothers might not know of, but yet, they just, we have to, make sit downs and teach brothers, So we're here to make it plain upon tables, man. We're here to the scriptures talk about the simplicity of Yahweh Shah, man. It's simple, This is a history book, man. This is a law and statutes, laws, and commandments, man. It's over 600 to be exact, So we have to, make sure we're following the ones we can to the best of our abilities. But how are the new brothers gonna follow the ones if they don't have a teacher to teach them, So this is one. I'm gonna get this right here. It just popped in my mind. You know what? This is Genesis chapter 32 and verse 27. And now this question right here is, why do we call ourselves Israelites? All right. This is just a basic question. Basic, it should be real easy to break down. It should, just why we call ourselves Israelites? Why do we call ourselves? Why would you identify yourself as an Israelite? All right. So basically, the quick answer today, you can just jump to Genesis chapter 32 and verse I'm gonna start from 27, but it's good if you read the whole chapter and get the gist of everything. This says, and he answered unto him and says, what is thy name? So this is after Jacob, which is the forefather of the Israelites, which consists of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and the 10 tribes like Ephraim, Asher, Zebulun, Naphtali, and so forth and so forth. This is their father. So he just wrestled with an angel, and then the angel is about to bless him right now. It says, and he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince thou has thy power. Let me read this over. It says, and he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince hast thou power with God, or with Yahweh, and with men has prevailed. All right. So basically, Jacob, which is the forefather of the Israelites, had got his name changed to Israel. All right, because why? Because Israel, Hebrew is Yasharallah, which means he prince power, or he's prince with the power. All right, which means he's the son of the we're the prince of God, basically. The Israelites are the prince of God, all 12 tribes. All right, so. And it's a custom in the ancient world, really, whatever people that you come out of, you're going to be a so-called light, all right? Which when I say a so-called light, that means you're whatever, because we already understand you are whatever your father is. So that's why if we see an Ammonite, we call him an Ammonite. Or if we see a Moabite, we call him a Moabite, all right? Or if we see, I should say it like this. If we see a Japanese, we call him an Ammonite. And if we see a Chinese, we call him a Moabite. All right. Now, Moab and Ammon were two actually people that lived. All right. Now, they had daughters and they had sons and they had children that went out and mingled together and went out and mingled together until they became a nation, which is now called the Ammonites, which means the Japanese people, the daughters and the sons all came from one Pacific person, and that was Ammon. Just like Moab, all the Chinese came from one Pacific person, and that was Moab. So Moab's children will be called after his likeness or after his name, which is Moabites, all right? Ammonites, all right? So it wouldn't make sense I ain't gonna say it wouldn't make sense, but it would be kind of weird sounding if we all came and we were all called Jacoblites, or our Hebrew version would be Yaquablites, or something like that. It wouldn't really make that much sense. So Lord changed our name. The Lord changed Jacob's name to Israel. So now his name is no more Jacob, but Israel. So the people that came out of him will be called Israelites. All right. So Judah all the way down to Asher, all the way down to Issachar, all would be considered Israelites. All right. Because why? They all came from the father. They all stem from one father, and that was Jacob, which got his name changed to Israel. So if you come out of that line of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through your father's side, then most likely you're an Israelite. All right, which where Israel goes back to Jacob, which Jacob got his name changed to Israel. So you will fall up under his lineage. Will be an Israelite. All right. So it's not really hard to understand. It's plain and simple. You're an Israelite because your forefather Jacob got his name changed to Israel, and you fall up under his category. So you will be considered an Israelite. All right. Same thing if you was born in the Edomite, then your forefather was Esau, and he got his name. He got his name changed to Edom, which means red, and all his children are what? Edomites. All right. Another real simple scripture, because I remember I mentioned you are what your father is. So this is just a wham bam, not too hard to understand. This is Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. It says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their family, which a pedigree is a long lineage. They declared it, because they want to have, in this specific, Israel was about to go to war, and they want to have, I think, 12,000. No, here it is where it says, our father and generations, prince of the tribes of their fathers, heads of the thousands of Israel. It says there's 20 years and up there. Basically, I think they wanted to have like 12,000 of each tribe. So to declare of who was who, they want to say, hey, go get your pedigree. All right. But they asked for a Pacific pedigree. All right. They didn't say go get your parents' pedigree. They said what? It says, and they declared their pedigree after the family by the house of their fathers. All right. Because why? That declares where your lineage is. Oh, you say you're an Asherite? Go get your pedigree. All right. And if he brings both his mother policies, he's like, don't bring your mother, just bring your father's. That's all I want to know. Okay, yeah, he goes back down here. He goes to here. He's an Asherite. He's no, sir. Look. You're not an Asherite. That person right there, your great grandfather, he was a Benjamite. So you consider as a Benjamin. So he might look at it like, oh, okay, yeah, I am. I'm Benjamin. But he only looked at his father's side because his mother's didn't matter. He probably had, your mother can have a couple Moabite, a couple Edomitish in there. It still wouldn't matter. That seed would be an Israelite, or specifically a Benjamite. Because why? Because that's why they asked them for the pedigree of their fathers, because that's where the seed lies. Now, if it was some heathens in there, then guess what? Hey, you're whatever your father is. So if your father was a Moabite and 15 generations down of mixing with Israelite women, and you come out looking more Jake than Jake, then guess what? They're going to look at that pedigree, look all the way down, and as soon as they see that Moabitish name and that Moabitish custom, guess what? You just fall up under Moab, you know? And everything comes out of you is Moab, all right? So that means whenever he laid down with that, when Moab laid down with that Israelite woman, and it came down and they had children, and their children had children, their children had children, those men that came out of that seed was all Moabites, all right? That's why they asked for the pedigree of their fathers, because the mother didn't matter, the fathers did. That's how they was going to declare, okay, now we have 12,000 men of each tribe, because, you know, we've seen 12,000 pedigrees of each single of man, all right? So that's just a, you know, quick, easy, simple, you know, that's why we always go by the father. It doesn't matter what your mother is. It's like a seed. You know, you plant that seed in any type of soil, it's going to grow up wherever that seed came from, all right? What else can I think of? Oh, you know, this should be really simple. It's not really, like I said, this is just going to be basically just breaking down certain things that we teach that we might not go into a lot. But, you know, you know what? I'm probably just going to end it off at that. Yeah, because I'm running out of time. Yeah, I'm probably going to end it off that just for time consumption. So, you know, really, you know, I'm just going to end it like that. I might, you know, make this a series. I might go into another one and say, hey, you know, this is part 2 to that. You know, this is going to be just basically getting back to the basics. So, Lord willing, I hope this video was edifying for you brothers. You know, more to come, Lord willing, to the Spirit. I'm going to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Bashem, Kakodash, and Shalom till next time.